Shalom, brothers and sisters. We wanted to take the time today to make this video to introduce you to the new First Presidency of the Fellowship in Christ. Now, you may be aware that for quite some time now, Christine and I have been the co-presidents of the fellowship. Back in October, when we met together, we ordained Mistie Rehna to be a member of the First Presidency. And so now we have an official First Presidency. And so today we would like to introduce you to the new First Presidency of the Fellowship of Christ.
Hi, I'm Christine. I have been working with Dave. I'm his wife. Been working with him on the fellowship since its inception, supporting and helping to develop and further the work.
Well, hi, I'm Mistie Rehna, and I don't know how much background you want, but I am just an average, ordinary person that has kind of fallen in love with Jesus and have felt called to serve him. And I learned about the fellowship about maybe a year and a half ago, and have just kind of been watching a lot of the things that they do, and that has sparked my interest in my journey of serving the Lord. I have found myself with an organization called SonHaven, and just trying to follow his direction in preparing for him to come back. That's kind of who I am.
So one of the things that the fellowship is designed to do is to bring together people and to support people through their journeys on our different paths and our different experiences and connections. And that's one of the reasons why we're really excited to welcome Mistie and SonHaven to the fellowship. We hoped that that our joining and our collaboration will continue to extend to many others and many other groups and many other people, so that we can together work to further the work of the Lord and to amplify one another in our work.
I am also excited about that because I feel like it's important that we learn to collaborate and work together, because that's what unity and oneness is. And so, as we tap into each other's passions about what God is leading us to do, we can only have great results with that when that's what we're trying to do. And that's not just about building the organizations; it's about building people and reaching them and supporting them and helping them along their way. So I 100% agree with that.
One of the things I talk about in videos a lot is what I call wilderness walkers, people who feel called to do the Lord's work. And it usually ends up becoming, even if you're inside of a church, you still feel like you're on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one of the core things that we are trying to do as a fellowship is not convert people to some new church, but help them understand that we can fellowship in Christ, work together to get the Lord's work done. We're not alone in this. And we don't have to have some strict dogmatic organization to get the work of the Lord done. We just have to love each other, support each other,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep moving forward in faith. That's really what all of this is about.
Absolutely right. In fact, I really don't want it to be about religion, because religion has, or a specific organization, because all of us are imperfect. We all have our struggles. Many of us are just trying to survive day to day through the crap of this world. So I think it's important to have an outlet to tap into the spiritual side of us instead of the survival side of us, and learn how to thrive in that kind of a way, because it strengthens you to get through all the other stuff that life is dealing people. So
I think something really special happens when we all come together and we meet with people, and the Spirit really, because we each have the Spirit with us, the Spirit is able to recognize others who are carrying it with them as well. So I think when we do these meetups, a couple weeks ago, and a few times a year, I think it's a really special time, a time that we are able to connect with another and fellowship, and to learn and recognize the work that we're all doing as the Lord's.
But I'm excited. I feel a lot of exciting energy about collaborating with the fellowship. And I feel a lot of excitement about just in general the times that we live in and the things that are coming about in the world. Um, I feel very excited and comfortable with the fact that with revelation and personal revelation and my relationship with Christ. And as He talks to me about these things, I just feel this awakening energy that is just exciting. And as we've been getting together with your fellowship and people from there and others, I feel the same kind of energy with people. Um, they seem to be really pulled towards serving and wanting to build something. I think people feel that there's a change on the cusp of happening, and so I'm really excited because I feel like we can do a lot of good together. I feel like what your organization adds with the classes and the records and the things that you're trying to do and build are very much so in line with what we're doing, but they're very different. And so you have strengths that we don't have. And the strength that I feel that we have is we've been intensely learning about community and about consecration and about what that looks to come together in oneness, how to be open and vulnerable and all of those things that I feel like are godly principles and that are principles that are going to be necessary for people to grow and step into as things shift in the world. And so people that are especially Bible believing, that believe that Christ is coming back, I feel like this is a very exciting time to be alive. Um, I, for one, have always been super excited about these times, and I've wanted and felt the call to help the Lord in whatever that looks like, because this is His work and He's going to direct it. And so as I have met with different people that feel that same kind of passion and excitement about things, um, you can see the light in their eyes. Like, and I could see that and feel that with you and Christine and with others that came when you guys came and visited SonHaven back in October. Um, and it just has a good feeling about it. There's support and there is this holding space for differences, but yet wanting to come together in love and still do something amazing. And so, I mean, for me, this is very exciting because that's what drives me. So I would love people to understand that.
A couple things I feel about this is for the longest time, the fellowship has just been online.
Mm-hmm.
And so we meet people all over the world. But a couple of years ago, I can't remember how many years ago it was now, 3 or 4 years ago, Christy and I felt very, very impressed by the Spirit that we need to go out and meet the saints where they are.
And it was a one-off kind of, somebody would be like, hey, I'm in this state, and we would just jump in the van and we'd go visit them for a day or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And being able to come to Missouri, being able to meet people in person there at the SonHaven property at Wallace State Park, it really brings things to life in a new and exciting way. That and the fact that SonHaven is an entity that exists offline, it's like unplugging from the Matrix. I don't know how else to put it. It's really exciting, the idea to be able to, show up and hug you guys in real life and not just, high five over the camera on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I am so excited about getting things done in the real world. That is what's really pushing me forward as we're entering this new endeavor, if you will, this new chapter.
Right. And that's what's important though is actually meeting people in person. It does bring it to life. But it's because
Yeah.
we're real people and this is real stuff. And sometimes when we're online all the time, it doesn't feel that way, and you don't get to feel somebody's spirit, and you don't get to feel connected to them personally, sometimes as much over Zoom. And so having opportunities to do that it makes a huge, huge difference. So it was exciting. I was glad that so many people could come.
Now, for those of you watching, I do want to make very clear, we are still going to be doing online classes. We are going to be doing online meetups. We are still doing the online Sunday service, the praise and worship service. So we're not just going to abandon everybody that's on the internet, but we're going to try to come to you as much as possible. And so I want you to be excited, and I want you to prepare for that, to prepare for us to come to where you are, and for you to come to where we are, and to meet together as Zion, to meet together as saints.
Well, there's something I feel to add to what we were just talking about.
Okay.
In talking with people that are watching right now, if I could do anything, it would be to encourage you or inspire you to jump onto some of these classes or to get involved somehow online, so that we know how to find you. And so that you can also know where these events and stuff are, because it's just so powerful. If you're feeling that drive inside of you, one of the things Satan is going to tell you is to just sit back and just to ignore it, or maybe later, or it's not time, or I am too embarrassed to do that, or maybe what I feel isn't correct. But what I have found with a lot of the group of people that we've been interacting with is they're very open, very accepting, really want to hear people's stories, really want to hear about what you're feeling and experiencing, and then pull that all together and then support each other in that. And so that's what I would love to add to that, is that there is actually a sense of family that is growing amongst this group. And I have really, really enjoyed that, because I haven't always had a family in close proximity, or that even wanted to have some of the same journey. So there's been a lot of differences and a lot of division with some of the things I've been experiencing and believing. And this has been a very safe place to come and express those things and to ask questions and to learn. And that's what it's about. And it has to start somewhere, but nobody can make the choice for you. Like it's a personal choice that you have to find the courage inside to like step out of something that's comfortable into something that feels uncomfortable, and then watch how the Lord will bless you in that action. And I would love for people to understand that.
No, you're absolutely right. I can't tell how many people I've talked to who will tell me, I didn't come to a fellowship meeting for the longest time. I'd sit out there waiting to click on the link, but I didn't want to interrupt. Please interrupt. The more people that are there, and I've also had people say, well, I don't really want to talk and show my face, because what if I say something that offends somebody? That's the really great thing about these groups. It really is more like family, where it's like you say whatever the Spirit's directing you to say, you say it. And we're going to meet you where you are. The most amazing thing for me when we were there, we were at the SonHaven property, and then we were at Wallace Park. And in both places, at both times, it wasn't we've got this list of things to do, and we've got to make sure we do all of them exactly the way it says it. We were just following the Spirit, and the Spirit was so powerful. It truly was a miraculous weekend where just literal miracles were occurring, and the Spirit was so strong. We were learning so much about each other and about our individual and collective relationships with the Lord. I can't even really express how much growth there was there, how much love was there, just how much everything was there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, and many of us were meeting for the first time in person.
Yeah.
And there was only a few people that I had met before. And I mean, there's just something really powerful about that. And here's the thing is, none of us owns the corner on any revelation or what's happening with the Lord's work. We're all being given a different piece. And we all have different strengths and talents that are coming together. And that's another thing that I've really loved about this idea of collaborating and working together more, is because we just get to bless each other more with what the Lord's already blessed each of us with. And it just seems to move things along a lot quicker and a lot easier. and it's not stressful. Especially as I've gotten to know you a little more, I feel a lot more comfortable just to be myself. Um, because I was one of those in the beginning, like, I don't want to speak. What is he going to think? I don't know. But the more I've gotten to know you and Christine, it's just, it's just easy. It's just easy.
I don't know how to be fake, and so I hope that makes people feel more comfortable. Um, so I do want to say really quickly, right now we've gotten to the point to where we are now having 2 meetups a year. We're doing one in the spring and one in the fall, and the one that's coming up in
Hmm.
the spring is going to be here in Ohio. The one in the fall is going to again be in Missouri, and we're hoping to do one in the summer. We're waiting to see how that works out. We're hoping to be able to do that maybe in Michigan, maybe somewhere else. I don't know. But I do want to say that if we can meet more often, we will.
Hmm.
This is just where we are right now. The Lord's told us in the scriptures to meet 3 times, so we're trying to do that. If it were up to me, we would meet like once a month or even more often.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of knowing where we need to be.
Hmm.
And so I just want to point that out, because if you are thinking about whether or not you should be showing up, since that was brought up a minute ago, knowledge is power. You coming lets us know where you are and where we need to go next.
Like I said, you're face to face with somebody, the spirit is able to recognize, um, and it's so much easier to really get into the work and to really to feel one another's spirit when you're together, and face to face, and you know, videos and YouTube and all of those things are wonderful technologies, but when you're working and doing the work together with somebody, that's really when magic starts to happen.
One of the things that we were talking about is, was there a specific moment or experience when you felt confirmation that working together was the right step? I'm going to get this started. I'm going to tell you my side of things, how it
Okay.
happened from my perspective. Um, I was talking to the Lord, and I was praying, and I was trying to ask the Lord, what about SonHaven? Um, are they a group we're supposed to be working with? We seem to have a lot in common. What is there a plan here? Because I do believe, I see the fellowship. I know that the official name is the Church of Jesus Christ and Christian Fellowship, but I see us more as a networking group
Hmm.
that to pull saints together in fellowship. We're not a traditional church. And so then the question becomes, well, how do we work with these different groups? How do we do this? What does that
Hmm.
look like? And so I'm asking the Lord, how do we do this? And in particular with SonHaven. And is this a group we're supposed to be working with? And the Spirit just came to me very strongly and said that Mistie, is supposed to work with us in leadership. And I'm like, oh, okay. So leadership in the school of the prophets. What does this mean? What does this look like? And the Lord was like, in the First Presidency. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I took that to Christine, and Christine and I prayed on it. And we felt that exact moment, that was, what was that? Was that a month or two ago? That
That
was a
was
while ago.
multiple months ago. Yeah, it was
Yeah, that's what I thought.
in the
Yeah. I was
early
like,
summer, maybe even.
yeah, back, yeah.
Hmm.
And so, um, yeah, so we felt impressed to wait on it. And the journey continued forward until we were there at Wallace State Park. And Misty asked me the question, like, what does this look like with us working together? And the Spirit was like, it's time. And so I was like, you don't have to answer this question right now. But a while back, Christine and I were praying on this, and this is our thoughts on what this could look like.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop with my part of the story here now and turn the time over to Misty for her to share her part of the story.
Um, well, I have known you guys for a little while, and my interest has always been sparked because of what I feel from you guys, and just your love and your the way you want to serve people. And we were the recipients of your service. And that really touched my heart because that's not something that an average person does. And so as I feel like I have been watching to see how you guys line up with what you say. And the thing is the things that you talk about it's actually how you behave and the things that you do. And for me, that is a true marker of a servant of Christ. That you have good integrity and that you're not just spewing a story, to bring people along, but you actually do the things and behave in such a way that matches up with what you say. And so as I have been watching you guys, I have prayed and gone to the Lord about the fellowship many times. And this is kind of going to be a funny story because you don't know it, but I felt like I was kind of testing you when you guys were here at SonHaven.
Okay.
And because as I went to the Lord and I was like, I didn't feel like I had this overwhelming, yes, this needed to happen, even though I was feeling pulled in that direction. And so the Lord prompted me to ask you different questions, and I knew by your response that you were hearing his voice. And that was a huge witness to me because I trust in him and I look to him to guide me in all these things. And so as soon as I felt that confirmation, it was like, I don't need to ask any more questions. And so the next day when we were at Wallace Park and you asked me about being part of your leadership, I was like, I don't have to ask any questions. I already know. And I'm in. And so I think it's just funny how that kind of works together, and how the Lord leads us along like that. So
I want to ask you a question. We are a Latter-day Saint tradition,
mm-hmm.
and we are a First Presidency.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Christine and I have both been sustained, set apart, sustained, all the traditional stuff as prophet, seer, revelator, and translator, and prophetess, seer, and revelator. And you, on that Saturday, were sustained,
Mm-hmm.
prophetess, seer, and revelator.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were set apart and set forth. How does that feel? What does that mean to you? And does it change you?
Well, first of all, I just want to bring up, here at SonHaven, we work a lot on unity and about being one. So when you asked me that, I remember watching your face when I told you, I'm like, if you ask me this, you ask everybody here this. And so at SonHaven, we kind of live in a community. We are just a group of people that have come together to serve the Lord, and we've been we live here together on the same property, and we work closely together to accomplish our goals. And so when you asked me that, I was like, if you ask me, you're asking everybody. And when you set me apart, I had all of them come up and hold my hand because I felt like that blessing that you gave me, you also gave to them. Because we're really striving for that oneness in everything that we do. And so what that meant to me, having you and Christine do that, it was kind of unifying. It was like joining together with you guys, with us. And more than just a blessing, it's a promise and it's a commitment. It's an exchange of love. I felt like that we love you guys and we love what you're trying to do and we want to be a part of that. And I felt that you were sharing that also with us, saying, hey, we want to develop a relationship of trust here and we really feel what you're doing. And that's changing because those are the fruits of the Spirit that are powerful witnesses of the hearts that each of us have for doing some of this stuff. So.
Mistie and Christine, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with me and make this video. And I can't tell you how excited I am to work with you and with SonHaven. Christine and I have been doing this with a lot of different people, and it's been an amazing an amazing journey.
Mm.
And to those who are watching this video and you're familiar with this channel, you know what a big step this is. It really is. The fellowship is stepping out into the real world, not in the Ferriman van driving to meet people, but quite literally. I have to tell you my testimony here of watching the work of the Lord move forward. It's just been miraculous. Things just fall into place in a way that you can't explain with logic or reason. And I know that coming together here with Mistie and with the folks at SonHaven, I know that this is the Lord enlarging the work, giving us more to do, and giving all of us a greater capacity and ability to get that work done. And so, again, thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of this video. And I am really hoping we can do a lot more videos like this as we move forward.
Yeah. Well, thanks for inviting me along on your journey. I'm really excited.
Our journey.
Our
It's our
journey.
journey now.
I'm really excited about what can happen and what I feel like is going to happen with this coming together. It's a really exciting time. I just love you guys.
We love you too. Christine, do you have any final thoughts?
Amen. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that I see great things ahead.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, shalom and God bless.